I think so.
Okay, well, we can cut out this whole bit. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We hope you've all had an amazing week, even though it's been crazy and your kids have been home with you all week. But we hope it's just been enjoyable and lovely and they've behaved relatively well. Speaking of which, if you hear our kids screaming in the background, don't excuse us.
We are just like everybody else. That's for sure. We've got another Shabbos coming up, Parashat Vayikra. And so I thought we would share a small idea, a little message from this week's Parashah, and how it ties into how we go into our second Shabbat at home together. Vayikra is the beginning of the third book of the Torah, and it starts with the word Vayikra, which means and he called. It's the part of the Torah where Hashem speaks to Moses and starts to give him all of the instructions about the sacrifices that would be made in the Mishkan, in the tabernacle. What's very interesting is if you have a look at the word Vayikra, as it's printed in a Sefer Torah, in a Torah scroll, and you have a look, so the Hebrew letters, Vav, Yud, Kuf, Resh, and Aleph, if you have a look at the final letter, the Aleph, it's written much smaller than the rest of the letters. And our commentators pick up on this. And they say that what is happening here is God is trying to communicate with Moses, and that's the word Vayikra. But if you read the word without the Aleph, then it's just Vayikar, which means that he chanced upon. And it's a coincidence, and it wasn't full of meaning, and it wasn't full of intention. And there's a very clear message over here, which is that when we're trying to communicate, and when we are trying to share of ourselves with other people, then one has to really go into it with the full amount of effort and attention and investment. And we've been talking about this recently because now that we're at home together each and every day, we're spending a lot of time together, and yet we're finding that it's still really important to make that time to actually communicate and to make that time to actually talk to each other, and not to just kind of chance past each other and walk past each other in the hallway and just bump into each other in the kitchen and in the dining room and wherever it is. It's still really important to actually connect and to actually talk and to reach out and to communicate.
So our thoughts have always been pre all of this craziness is if you can try and go for a date night once a week, it would be really beneficial. We found it beneficial. It doesn't happen every week, but it should. And we are at fault for not having, for it not happening every single week. So we understand that it's really difficult to do that in this climate. People with older children that can babysit the younger ones, go with your spouse for a walk. Just go for an hour-long walk and have time to each other, with each other, by yourselves, out of the house would be amazing. For people with younger kids like ourselves that don't have somebody that's able to look after your kids, just to have your kids going to bed at a normal time one night a week. Go and sit in the garden. We've been so blessed with amazing weather, what we're hoping is going to continue and just keep getting better and better, which means we will be able to sit alone and have a bit of time with each other, but outside of our houses. It's also a really nice idea to potentially, like you would if you're going on a normal date, go and get dressed, have a shower, get yourself all nicely made up and everything. Sit down with your husband for a dinner if you want. Watch a nice movie together. Or your wife. Watch a nice movie together, but just don't let this situation, just because we're in this situation, don't let it not be a date night. I mean, speaking from our experiences from the last week, what I have found is that our kids have just been we're both trying to work on separate things, and our kids have been running into the rooms, and the interaction that we've had mostly has been, oh, I'm sorry that the kids are disturbing, and take them out and close the door. That shouldn't be the case, and it can't just be the case. I think if we can try as a community together and as Bushy families to make time for each other, it's going to be really helpful, and it will give us amazing stead for after hopefully all of this goes away and we can go out again and get babysitters and be all right. Hopefully. So
that's our main message. The other thought that we were having is how you can kind of make things a little bit fun and a little bit different going into this Shabbat. Don't forget to check out the resources that we are trying to upload to the Google Drive. The details are in the description below. And this week, all being well, we haven't made it yet, but this week you're going to find a bingo game that you can include at your Shabbat meals. Print it out for the kids. Give them, I don't know, little
Marshmallows.
great idea, marshmallows, or I don't know, Smarties or something like that.
If you can find them.
If you
If
can
not,
find
just
them,
use pieces of paper.
or just pieces of paper, or just pieces of lokshen, whatever you can find around the house nowadays, and use those as your bingo pieces, and hopefully it will add a little bit of spice and something a little bit different to the meal. We've also got links to the Siddur for the children online. We're going to have links as well for the songs that we sing at the children's services. You can use that to do children's services with your kids this week if you want to try that, and just have a blast again and just enjoy it, and relish the moments, because once life gets crazy again, we're going to be sitting thinking, oh, do you remember when those amazing times when we could be at home and just spend time with each other and with our families?
Yeah.
So enjoy it while we can. We wish you all Shabbat Shalom, and we'll see you again soon.
See you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We love you guys.